Cup encounter. But the Pakistan team was stayed put in the hotel, apparently at the instructions of the PCB, the Pakistan Cricket Board. They were even threatening to pull out of the match and maybe, if they didn't have their way, even pull out of the entire tournament. And one of their primary demands was that the match referee, Andy Pycroft, who was also the match referee in the India-Pakistan game, they want him removed. In fact, the Pakistan Cricket Board holds Andy Pycroft as the one who was responsible for the entire handshake fiasco that happened when Pakistan lost the match to India back on Sunday. Remember, Surya Kumar Yadav, the Indian captain, and the rest of the Indian team refused to shake the hands of their Pakistani counterparts after that match got over on Sunday. And the Pakistanis ever since have been crying hoarse that it was up to the match referee to get the Indians to shake hands in sportsman spirit. And of course, as the captain of the Indian team said, and subsequently also the coach of the Indian team said, there are things that are much more important in life than sportsman spirit. But despite all their threats and their tantrums that the Pakistanis threw tonight just ahead of their UAE game, all of that fell on deaf ears because eventually the Pakistanis had to come back to the stadium, tail between their legs, and play the UAE match. Two questions. One, should the ICC penalize Pakistan and the Pakistan team, the board, for this bad behavior, this unruly behavior? And two, is there also a lesson here for India, for everyone who said, oh, we couldn't boycott the match, there is too much at stake, there are television rights, there is lots of money, there are ICC points, Olympic bid, etc., etc. Is there a lesson in this mini episode for us here in India as well? But first, let's bring you up to speed with, the drama that happened earlier this evening. It was between that short distance where the Pakistan cricket team is staying put in the hotel and the Dubai International Stadium. Finally, they had to relent. They had to fall in line because there is a lot at stake for the PCB, and it seems like the ICC read the riot act to the PCB officials. The PCB could stand to lose anywhere between $12 to $16 million in revenue. That is about 7% of its entire budget. Its entire budget is just about $120-130 million, of which they would stand to lose about 7% if they forfeited this match. It would be a significant loss for a cash-strapped board, which makes it unlikely for Pakistan to go ahead with this withdrawal. Now they've come back to the stadium and the match is about to start. The ICC or the Asian Cricket Council could penalize or even sideline the PCB. The boycott could also jeopardize the prospects for the PCB to host or participate in future tournaments. In fact, these are live pictures that we're getting of the Pakistan team reaching the stadium. This match was supposed to have gotten underway by now, 8 p.m. India time, 6:30 p.m. Dubai time, but they have just reached the stadium. So it looks like the start of this match has been delayed by at least an hour, if not longer. So these are live pictures that we're getting from the Dubai International Stadium where the Pakistani team has just arrived. Also, the withdrawal from a match or a tournament could jeopardize the PCB's position within the ACC boardroom. Remember, the head of the PCB is also the head of the ACC currently. It's a position by rotation. Potentially, it could also affect the PCB's 15% annual share for not participating in a major event. Mohsin Naqvi, who is the chairman of the Pakistan Cricket Board and also the chairman of the Asian Cricket Council, that would also be challenged officially from within the board of the ACC and also from the official broadcaster, who might refuse to pay the agreed fee to the ACC and also partaking some of it to the respective cricket boards. I want to go across first to Shivani Gupta of CNN News 18 before we open this up to our cricketers. Shivani, so now that the Pakistan cricket team has reached the stadium, we can see those live pictures of them disembarking from the team bus and going into the stadium. What was this tantrum all about?
Yes, actually, that is the question left in many of our minds, because as this match is now set to be underway, Zaka, what we're also being told is that Andrew Pycroft, the match referee that they had opposed, and they wanted him sacked from the entire tournament, if not that, at least a midway, that he doesn't officiate Pakistan matches. Even that is not happening. We are being told that Andy Pycroft is very much the match referee for the match that is now expected to be played between Pakistan and UAE in about an hour's time from now. So what did Pakistan achieve? out of this entire stunt. They didn't get any of their demands met. Already, any action on Indian team or Indian captain was a foregone conclusion. It was never going to happen. The ICC also would never have appeased Pakistan to the extent that they would have sacked a match referee just at their behest. No clear-cut case is made out against Andy Pycroft. It's Pakistan's word versus the Pycroft's word or Indian team's word, because they have denied that any communication was passed on to the Pakistan team at the time of toss during the India-Pakistan match, and the match referee was in know of everything. Even if it was, then you could argue that he was only conveying what was conveyed to him, and there is no case made out against him that he somehow brought the game into disrepute. So the question is, you've not got any of your demands met. You're playing this tournament now. The players' entire mental makeup would have been shaken. God only knows what kind of performance they would be able to pull up, because they need to win this match to be able to progress into this tournament. It once again shows Pakistan as an unstable country, not only for the reasons that we know them to be, but also as far as a participant in ICC tournaments or ACC tournaments is concerned. I don't know if any penalization will happen. I'm not sure if ICC would like to take it to that level. They would also like to rest this matter, because this is becoming a headache for the ICC as well. But I don't think that cricket bodies will have the kind of faith in the PCB that they wouldn't pull this stunt in the future as well.
Absolutely, and that could be as recently as this coming Sunday, because I'm told that if this tournament progresses in the way it is expected to progress, then India and Pakistan could play again, perhaps as close as this Sunday, and maybe if both of them then progress to the finals, they could play again next Sunday. So are we to then put up with this similar kind of tantrum, every few days? That's a question that's worth asking. Thank you very much, Shivani, for joining us. I want to go across to Atul Vasan, former India cricketer. So is that a bane that we have to now live with for the rest of this tournament, Atul? These tantrums that the Pakistanis will throw. One, they want the match referee change. Two, they want Surya Kumar Yadav to apologize. I mean, come on, who do they think they are, and why should the rest of the tournament, the rest of the countries who are taking part in this tournament, put up with this Pakistani nonsense?
Well, I think there is no pain for Indian team. I think we sent across the message that we have to play for the bigger, method to the madness to all this thing. But we will not go back to the normal where we were cordial with you, we were smiling at you. We will just show that we are not, accepting that what has happened, and we will just show our displeasure. And they can't force respect. There's no code of conduct where even Pycroft didn't inform them. And I think they should have let the sleeping dogs lie. By making this hue and cry about this whole thing, they've actually brought more ignominy on themselves, because, they were demanding respect where the other person doesn't want to give, and they are crying wolf about it. So imagine an ICC actually and imagining this match delaying by 1 hour. Under what rule? Because this is again, has to be looked by ICC, and ICC actually is miffed. So Pakistan is doing all the effort, and I think because then they don't care about the penalties now, because they just want to show that they are upset, and they are trying to, like kids throw the dummy out of the basket. That's what they're doing. But this will help India's case to get Pakistan ostracized globally. I think if they do that, then we don't have to have this pain point where we antagonize our nation by playing this, and our government allowing this, just because we have to move forward, and there are many things attached to this.
I'm in fact going to the extent of saying that the ICC should not look at this behavior kindly. They should actually take some kind of penal action against Pakistan. At the very least, there should be some kind of definitive explanation for why you delayed by 1 hour an entire international cricket match. I mean, the crowds are waiting there. It's hot in Dubai. The broadcasters have, paid for this. Yeah, I mean, all of this is now on hold, because Mr. Naqvi and the rest of the PCB and his players have willy-nilly are willing to throw a tantrum.
No, because we have to understand that the umbilical cord of all this is attached to the top management in Pakistan. Who runs the Pakistan Army? Who runs cricket in Pakistan Army? And who runs PCB? So we all know that direct players are being used as a tool to just make a, just like a tokenism. And I feel sorry for the players also, because why keep everybody waiting till the last minute? If you had an issue, and the Pycroft was the issue, I think they were willing to remove him. But then why remove an ICC match referee and just placate a team?
So here are the 5 demands that they had. Ritinder Singh Sodhi is also joining us. Here are the 5 demands that they had. Number one, act against India for the no handshake that Suryakumar Yadav and his teammates, they refused to shake the hands of the Pakistanis either before or after the game. That was completely done away with. That was completely ignored. Nobody paid attention to the Pakistani demand. Number two, they wanted to remove Andy Pycroft as match referee for some twisted reason. They said that the responsibility of getting the captains to shake the hands was that of the match referee. The match referee did not do that. He should be removed. Again, that demand has been rejected. Andy Pycroft must apologize to Pakistan. For what? I mean, I don't know. Why the hell should he apologize to Pakistan? Again, a demand that's been completely rejected and ignored. And finally, the last tantrum for which we've seen this 1 hour delay, Ritinder Singh Sodhi, is that the Pakistanis said they will play this game against the UAE only if Pycroft is not the match referee anymore. Again, a demand that's been rejected by the ICC. And now, with their tail between their legs, the Pakistani players and the PCB have to come back to the stadium and, start this match 1 hour delayed. Mr. Sodhi.
This is very bizarre. This is unbelievable. I think this has not happened in world cricket any day, because any team coming 1 hour late and asking that 1 hour delay should be there. There's no intervention of weather or any other thing. But coming up with this, I'm sure this is where ICC has to look in. And and one example I want to just give here. If Atul Bhai, we know each other since ages. He used to play with my dad. If he doesn't want to shake hand with me, he will not be fined. He doesn't want to shake hand. That's it. Simple and straight. I think that answers the question, because nobody can force you to shake hand, and there's no rule in ICC laws or match referee has no intervention in this, because I have been match referee at few instances in Indian cricket, but I have never read, or we are never told that you have to be very careful about the handshakes. If somebody doesn't do that customary handshake, you have to penalize him. You have to get him in level 1, level 2 offense. That has not happened anytime.
In fact, Suryakumar Yadav, the captain, was asked about this in the post-match press conference, and Mr. Sodhi, he said, sportsman spirit is fine, but there are things bigger than sportsman spirit in life. And we all know what he was referring to. I mean, the Pahalgam attack is not something that anyone in India will ever forget. It's not something that can be condoned. And two, yes, he's right. There is much more to life than just sportsman spirit. So if sportsman spirit has been offended by not shaking hands, then damn with sportsman spirit.
Look, he has said it all here, because his statement, we have all listened it, and if we just analyze it very carefully, he said everything, because he said sportsman spirit is important, but at times in life, sportsman spirit can take the back seat, and that is where in that game, sportsman spirit took the back seat. We didn't shake hand, and that is where we should have. But then there's a big reason behind that, and that is what Suryakumar Yadav has explained it and elaborated it so nicely, so beautifully. And if somebody is not understanding, I think that's their fault. But regarding the handshake, I can tell you here on record, if we play Pakistan again, if we beat them again, we need not shake hand again.
No, so my fear is that again this Sunday and the next Sunday, if both teams make it to the final, they will do the same nakhra, the same tantrum again. But before I come to that, Atul Vasan, here's what was at stake for the PCB and what they were liable for and willing to give up in case they, forfeited this match against the United Arab Emirates. They would have to compensate, or at least they were certainly liable to compensate the ICC and broadcasters for their losses. That could run into 12, 15, 16, 17 million dollars in a cricket board in a country that is broke, a country that is being funded by the IMF and the World Bank. Also, the ICC could withhold the share of revenue that is being generated by this tournament, whether in the form of broadcast rights or any other revenue. This can be withheld to the Pakistan Cricket Board. And if the ICC so chooses, the code of conduct of the ICC does allow for sanctions, including possible suspension from future ICC events if the boycott is seen as political and without valid reason. This is what was at stake, and somebody read the riot act to them. That's why they're now coming back to the stadium with their tail between their legs.
I wonder, knowing everything, they still went down this path, and we all know that they don't care. Pakistan is a country, or the regime, or even the PCB. I mean, they would rather cut their nose to spite the face than go down this road, because the whole world they owe money to. So this money will come from somewhere, but they just want to make a hue and cry about it, and still not understanding that this is bringing more insult on them, because they are forcing somebody to acknowledge you. And I think this is what the point is. Where before we used to fight and come back to play. and the signal used to go that everything is okay. Cricket was used as a bridge. But I think we were the nice guys of world cricket, and we thought, fine. We were friends when I used to play with Pakistani players. We thought, let the politics happen. But I think that kind of thing that is over. There's a line in the sand because we know that they will come back to the same way. And if we validate them by smiling at them and by shaking hands with them, no, it is not going to actually make any difference because they are going to be the same. So they're demanding this is bizarre. And I think doing all these penalties, they're helping India's hand because we, as it is, want to ostracize them globally, so we don't have to, take our public and opinion and the kind of backlash we had to just play this game. It'll make it easier for us.
I want to get a final word from Ritinder Sodhi. So again, now on Sunday, if India and Pakistan end up being A1 and A2 in their group, they'll have to play again on Sunday in the round of 4. So then what? We put up with this charade, this whole tantrum, stadium pe nahi aayenge, we'll make you wait for an hour, this back and forth between the PCB and the ICC will continue. I mean, do the Indian players also have to put up with this nonsense if it so happens on Sunday?
No, I don't think so that would happen now because as Atul Bhai has said, and we all know that what the ICC rules and regulations are, you can't delay the match with these tantrums. And if you do that, there might be few sanctions now also. But at the end of the day, Pakistan has to look into their cricket rather than handshakes because their cricket at the moment is in doldrums. They have to think of their batting, bowling and fielding. I think that's the way to come out of this big hole which they are into at the moment. But yes, India is blazing all cylinders and I'm sure India will leave no stone unturned to beat Pakistan once again.
Somebody on Twitter said maybe this was a way of them not having to face the ignominy of losing to India again and again in this tournament. So maybe this was the only way out. Just how bad the quality of this Pakistan team has been. We'll leave it at that. Thank you very much, Ritinder Sodhi, Atul Vasan, for joining us. We'll see and keep an eye out on the remainder of the progress of the Asia Cup that is that's currently underway in Dubai. I want to now move on to the other big story that we're tracking. There are massive civic woes in the city of Bengaluru, and now things have come to such a head that Bengaluru-based logistics tech company Black Buck is now moving out of its office, which is in Bengaluru in the Outer Ring Road, which is notorious for its traffic jams, its potholes. This company has been based out of Bangalore, based out of this location in Bengaluru for 9 years now. And they have said, we're calling it quits. We can't operate in the city anymore. Our staff are not able to reach office in time. They're citing worsening traffic and crumbling infrastructure. The co-founder and the CEO, Rajesh Yabaji, has said on Twitter that the average one-way commute for employees now exceeds 1.5 hours, adding that he doesn't expect things to improve for at least another 5 years. The Outer Ring Road is a key IT corridor. It continues to suffer from chronic congestion despite all the tall promises that are made by the state government. There are potholes, there are traffic jams, there is waterlogged areas. It's a low-lying part of the city, so every time there is a bout of rain, this is the part of the city that gets flooded. And then, of course, there is the pollution and the lake frothing problem as well. So all of this combined has led to this company like Black Buck. And the fear is that other companies could follow suit as well. Bengaluru's Guardian Minister, the Deputy Chief Minister of the state, Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, has now set a deadline of November to resolve the problem of potholes on Bengaluru's roads. But the question is, A, will he be able to meet the deadline? And B, why this belated action? Because the same D.K. Shivkumar, the same Deputy Chief Minister, had pointed out to the allocation of 1,100 crores to fix the city's roads. Where are those 1,100 crores? Have they gone down the potholes? Have they gone down the drains of Bengaluru city? D.K. Shivkumar says that the 14 assembly segments have been allocated 50 crores each. 25 crores were allocated for asphalting the roads, but many would say that the money has literally gone down the drain because that clearly is not visible on the roads of Bengaluru. My colleague Harish Upadhyaya gets you a glimpse of what the Outer Ring Road actually looks like and why this logistics firm had to move out of the city after almost a decade of operations there.
We are near Iblur Junction. This is a crucial junction that connects Koramangala HSR layout, the startup hub in Bengaluru, to the Outer Ring Road that has several IT companies, Fortune 500 companies, and to the Sarjapur Road as well, which has IT majors like Wipro and others. But look at the situation and the condition of the road here. The road filled with potholes, absolutely no space for pedestrians. The footpath barely exists here, and what you see behind me is a lot of dust that is from the construction work that's happening. The metro construction work is on. The BBMP is trying to build white top road here, concrete road here, and as a result of all that, you see a lot of dust, a lot of soil that's just lying on side of the footpath. And because of all this, what you see behind me is a lot of traffic jam. Remember, this is a junction that already has 2 flyovers, yet you will see this kind of a traffic pile up. But all along the outer ring road, you will see this situation, whether it's here or near Marathalli or beyond that to KR-Puram. This is a situation that repeats. This is the condition of road, the footpaths, and a lot of dust that's there.
All right, and the politics continues, the political back and forth continues between Congress and BJP on this. In fact, the Chief Minister was asked about this and he said, why are you asking me? Go ask Mr. Mohandas Pai or ask Kiran Majumdar-Shaw. They seem to be the ones who have a problem. Well, he's dismissed it rather casually. But the point is that, there are thousands of firms, thousands of IT firms that are headquartered or have significant offices in this outer ring road. And this is a perennial problem. Will the city fix it? Will the city government fix it? Will the Deputy Chief Minister fix it? And now they have 4 or 5 sort of mini municipal corporations. The BBMP has been divided into 5 mini municipal corporations. Will they help fix this problem? Surabhi Hodigere is spokesperson of the Karnataka BJP. Shatabesh Shivanna is spokesperson of the Congress in Karnataka. Mr. Shivanna, what is going on, sir? Things have come to such a pass that a frontline IT logistics company has thrown in the towel and said, after 10 years of operations in the city, by the way, after 10 years of operations in the city, and said, we can't do this anymore. Our folks are taking 1.5 hours to reach from office to home or home to office. We can't do this. This is not worth our time.
Zaka, firstly, I think Black Buck has clarified that they are leaving Bellandur and not Bangalore. Bengaluru provides the most conducive environment for IT, startups, everyone to flourish. Right, I'm not going to sit here and compare the conditions of Bangalore to the city of Bombay or Delhi. The nationwide statistic is that 2,161 deaths have occurred only due to potholes, only in the year 2023. But I will be brutally honest, Zaka. Potholes have become a symbol of civic apathy in Bangalore. People suffer, vehicles are getting damaged, accidents occur, and every monsoon, this problem resurfaces. As per the BBMP Council records, pothole repairs have risen to 63% from 2023 to 2025. There is a crisis, but what is the present Congress government doing? The Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Shri D.K. Shivkumarji, has allocated 1,100 crores exclusively for roads as on September 2025.
So where is that money? Where is that money gone? 1,100 crores is a lot of money. Where is it gone?
This money has been allocated as on September 2025. In addition, 125 crore rupees, Zaka, has been allocated for the transition fund to the 5 new corporations.
Sir, do you know that in the year 24-25, once again, do you know in the year 24-25 there were over 1 lakh complaints? BBMP received over 1 lakh complaints of potholes.
Yes. May I please answer without any interjection? I just want to emphasize for the benefit of the viewers what this present Congress government is doing. We have a Fix My Street app where citizens can go geotag potholes and the BBMP will immediately assign engineers. Geotagging by traffic police is being carried out. 4,500 potholes have been filled in a timely fashion.
Almost 1,100 calls are received every single day complaining about potholes. 1,100 calls every single day. And you are telling me that you have an app and you have a helpline and you have this and you have that. Look at the footage. This footage is from today. Now, please tell me. Please tell me. Look at the footage and tell me that BBMP is working, app is working, the money that is being allocated is well spent. Look at this. Look at this.
Zaka, can I answer? I was born in Bangalore and raised in Bangalore. I too hit the same potholes every day.
Yes.
I know the frustration of a patch, being covered up today and opening up tomorrow. That's why we are not just spending money. We are bringing accountability. We are bringing dashboards. We are bringing apps. That's why you have the right now. Take a photo immediately and upload it.
Okay.
And I will ensure if it is not filled in
Surabhi, so, there are dashboards, there are apps. The government is reaching the doorstep of the people. The potholes will get fixed. That's what the Congress spokesperson is saying.
The Congress spokesperson should answer whose responsibility is it to fix the potholes. He will say it is the responsibility of the GBA engineers. Who should they be accountable to? Who should they hold accountable? Who should citizens hold accountable? It is the corporators. Please give us a timeline on when the GBA elections will be completed. It has taken a long time. And Shatabish, before you tell me that my party delayed it during the COVID pandemic, it was during the COVID pandemic. What happened in the last 2.5 years? You wanted to create the GBA? Okay, that's Shatabish. Don't intervene. Bengaluru citizens are tired of hearing political class excuses. First of all, potholes should not exist. Roads should be in such quality that potholes should not exist in the first place. Cleaning up potholes is already an acceptance of our failure. Enough. Bengaluru citizens have heard enough. Get a local elected government in place ASAP. Second, make sure that the GBA that you have created, which has all the MLAs from outside Bengaluru, you proudly say I am a Bengalurian, yet your government has made sure that MLAs from outside Bengaluru are in charge of Bengaluru. Why? There's money to be made in Bengaluru. That is the only simple reason. Instead of investing in a tunnel road, which is going to create even more damage. Zaka, imagine we're coming up with a tunnel road project crisscrossing the city. We're not able to fix basic potholes, yet a tunnel wants to be built, something that is not even built in, Himalayan regions. That is the cost of the tunnel road for elite vehicles.
So it will consume all the potholes. It'll be the one giant pothole in the city.
Yeah, that's just, I don't know whether to laugh or cry at this point in time.
No, but tell me, their logic is, and I think DK Shivakumar also today said this, we've created 4 different boards or 5 different boards, we've now split the BBMP, we've decentralized it, now action will happen. Do you buy that?
If you disintegrate a problem, it doesn't stop being a problem. There's going to be financial inequity between different commissions. And like I said, GBA in itself is ultra-virus to the constitutions because financial powers cannot be with MLAs, cannot be with the state government. I'm sure Shatabish, the lawyer, knows this very well. Yet we have people from outside of Bengaluru being in the GBA board. We have financial powers being in one centralized authority. We need more board committees. We need corporators. We need local self-government. We do not need state government making money out of Bengaluru.
Why have you not called for elections, Shatabish? I mean, you when you were in opposition, you were crying hoarse saying, BJP is not calling BBMP elections, they're not calling BBMP elections, there's no mayor. You've been in power the last 2.5 years. You could have done it.
I've been fortunate to have represented one of the persons who challenged the exercise of delimitation and reservation conducted by the BJP dispensation, which was arbitrary and illegal. The reason we don't have a corporation today is the Bharatiya Janata Party. But all that apart, I'm not going to lose I have dignified, I've argued with dignity on this debate. Civic apathy will end only when citizens and the government work together. Today, Bengaluru has 1,100 crores. We have 5 new corporations. We have technology. Let's all come together. And at the cost of repetition, Zaka, I will tell you.
No, but don't repeat yourself. No, 1 second, Mr. Shivana. I want to ask you. I'm told there are 8 lakh companies on that outer ring road. Many of them IT services, etc. Right? What is your word tonight to them? Today, one of them is leaving that area saying, we're sick and tired of this place. We can't deal with this problem. What is your guarantee? Your party has experience in guarantees, announcing guarantees. So I'm asking you, what is your guarantee to those 8 lakh companies on that ORR that, look, not one other company will have to leave that because of infrastructure problems or because it's taking an hour and a half for their employees to get to office?
The first step of finding a solution is to address and acknowledge that there is a problem. And we have acknowledged it. We are taking affirmative and corrective action along with the citizens. We are on the ground with the people. We are requesting them to coordinate with the government and ensure that we make Bangalore greater again. I'm telling you, hold me to timelines. Call me week on week and I will give you progress, Zaka, and I will ensure.
Surbi, they're going to make Bangalore great again.
Who acknowledged the problem? The Chief Minister says with arrogance, ask Mohandas Pai, Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, who, by the way, have brought great glory to the city, to fix the roads. Who acknowledged the problem, Shatabish? You spoke about it with arrogance. You said it's not something I'm going to do. You deflect the blame. Tell me how much money you're spending on the tunnel road, where the loans are going to be, and compare that to the amount you're spending on public transport. Is it true or not that the Chief Minister said, ask Kiran Mazumdar Shaw,
why don't you engage in constructive discussion?
Who Who acknowledged the issue? Is it true or not?
We acknowledge the issue. We have said we have recognized 10,000 potholes, out of which 5,000 potholes now stand covered. Our traffic police is day in, day out there working on the ground.
No, Shatabish, one second. One at a time. Let her finish.
Is Mohandas Pai or Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw the elected Chief Minister of Karnataka for them to solve the road problem? Yes or no?
Can I say this? Insofar as Mohandas Pai and Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw are concerned, we have immense of respect for them. They have brought pride to Karnataka. As opposed to engaging with the government and providing constructive suggestions. They can't be sitting on national television or taking it to Twitter and criticizing Bangalore.
They are citizens. They have every right. They have every right to criticize the state if the state is not providing basic services. Pothole-free roads are a basic service. It's a basic expectation from anyone.
Let them use their experience to make Bangalore great again.
No, 1 second, Shatabish, I find this argument very, very disturbing. It's not the job of private citizens to be going out and paving roads. That's the job of the government.
Sir, we are saying we are doing it as opposed to tarnishing the reputation of Bangalore.
Sir, if you are doing it, then why are companies leaving your city?
Come and meet the minister.
If you are doing it, why are companies leaving your city, and why are exasperated citizens having to take to Twitter or social media to complain about what's not happening in the city? The problem is you're not doing it.
Let's not attack the citizens, Shatabish.
Exactly.
Or not
we are
they
not
are.
attacking the citizens. I'm talking about the likes of Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw and Mohandas Pai. You name one officer who will decline the call of Mohandas Pai. Let him come forward to the officers. Let him come forward to the ministers. We will all sit collectively. We will consider all stakeholders and find a solution.
Why
exacerbate the problem.
No. I refuse to buy this argument. In a democracy, the citizen has every right to demand basic services from the government, and asking for a basic expectation of a clean road, a road that does not have potholes, I don't think is asking for the moon, and it is the right of every citizen, high or low or rich or poor or IT czar or no. It is the right of every citizen to ask that of the government, and I think there's absolutely nothing wrong in that, and they shouldn't have to be pilloried for it. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. I, in fact, spoke to Mr. Pai earlier today, and I asked him about this because he was the one who put up this story on social media, and of course, it became a shock story for everyone because this was a company that was in operation in Bengaluru for 10 years, close to 10 years, and they said, we're done with it. We can't do this anymore. So this is the part of the conversation that I had with Mr. Mohandas Pai earlier today. All right, someone who brought this problem to the fore by putting it out on social media is Mr. Mohandas Pai, a very vocal Bangalore citizen and chairman of Aaron Capital. Mr. Pai, thank you very much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. So this logistics company, Black Buck, it's now blamed poor infrastructure, bad roads, inordinate time taken by the employees to reach their offices, potholes and traffic. Is that a failure of governance, or do you think there's something else happening there for why this company has decided to move its operations out of Bangalore?
No, this is a total failure of governments. This government has been there for nearly 2.5 years. The chief minister has visited there many times. The deputy chief minister has visited. They promised. They said we're allocating money. They said we'll give 1,000 crores, 2,000 crores, all kind of stuff. But we're not seeing enough action on the ground. On top of it, the metro is a disaster. Bangalore metro is a big disaster because of mismanagement. The new CEO has come. And, Maheshwar Rao came there as former CEO, did some good work. Then he went to the BBMP, did some good work. And now we have the GBA with 5 city corporations, but we are not seeing action on the ground. That's the most important road in Bangalore. 8 lakh people work there. Some of the greatest companies in the world are there. Any city in the world will be proud of those companies, and anybody ruling the city will go there and help them. We want DK Shivakumar to immediately take action, to call a meeting with all of them, set targets, call the bureaucrats and get work done, and ask the commissioner of that area, among the 5 commissioners, to take personal charge and inform people every week the progress and what has been done. We're also told that Naresh Venkatraman has redesigned the entire outer ring road, given a proposal, and the tender, I don't know whether the tender has been done. People are sitting on the tender, not doing the tender. And when people don't do the tender, it means something is wrong. They're angling for some things. This is a disgrace to Bangalore. And we're all losing hope in the city. Every day is a miserable living in the city because of misgovernance. Do you understand the difficulty of infrastructure?
Do you think, Mr. Pai, that this ultimately hurts brand Bengaluru, that whether it's IT companies or others, they will now simply pull out. You've seen this case of Black Buck, which is a logistic company. There could be other companies also that could follow suit, taking the example of Black Buck and saying that we don't want to have to do business in this city. The logistics cost is just too much.
40. Yes, the anger is very deep, anger is very thin. And I think many people may go away from the road. I hope they don't leave Bangalore and go. They may go away from the road. If many people don't come, they go away from the road. What happens to 93, 94 million square feet of campus space? All the REITs will suffer. They don't understand. They're sitting twiddling the thumbs and counting the cash. They should also talk to government. They should work with everybody to make life better for everybody. And the metro is a disgrace for Bangalore. It's going on and on and on and on. And they go on shifting the dates. And then, because the management keeps shifting, they'll one day come with a big escalation and tell us to pay more. And the cabinet will pass it. It's a fait accompli. What are we supposed to do? Why are we, the citizens, paying for the apathy, negligence, and irresponsible behavior of the metro authorities? Okay. None of the contractors have been penalized for delay. They go and change the CEOs of the metro as if they change the clothes. They're total disgrace. I want all leaders of Bangalore to come out and protest and raise the voice of protest at the misgovernance, high corruption, and inability of the government to even maintain one road, for God's sake. You people are ruling a state of 6.7 crore people. Don't tell me you can't maintain one road. You're spending 4 lakh crores in the budget for this year for Karnataka. And this is the place which gets you the majority of revenues. And you promised, the Chief Minister came and promised, the Deputy Chief Minister came and promised, everybody promises. They can make multiple promises. None of the promises are upheld. Our quality of life has not gone up. Just the other day, a bus fell in the Khadda. What about the children? Children are now tweeting and saying that we spend 2 to 3 hours sitting on the road. Yeah. You want this for the children? You want it for your children or your grandchildren? You want your grandchildren to suffer like that?
Okay.
You don't want children to suffer like that.
So tell me, Mr. Pai, now the state government is saying that they have divided the civic body. The earlier BBMP has now been divided into 5 divisions, and they're saying this is for better management. This will ensure that there is greater responsiveness because there is lesser area and lesser population to cater to for each of these 5 municipal corporations, as it were. Do you think that will help the civic case of the city?
Look, it has already been done. It's already been done, and that's good because there'll be more attention. There'll be more senior officers working, and it's working. Some things are improving, which is very good. But we got to solve this problem with the 2 line. I told the Deputy Chief Minister, please have R.K. Mishra from the ORR there who knows everything, who can be your representative as an advisor and make the ORR road the best road in India. And Naresh Venkatraman had created a plan. They're given the details. They have to tender it out. I don't know why it has not been tendered out. If it tendered out, let them announce it. There's no hope. We need hope. We can't keep living like this. Every day is miserable.
Okay, Mr. Mohandas Pai, we'll leave it at that. Very angry Bangalore citizen and chairman of Aaron Capital. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Modi turned 75 today, and birthday wishes have been pouring in for him from all quarters. Under Narendra Modi, India's foreign policy has been marked by a strong nation-first sentiment. India now commands a prominent role at the world stage. At 75, Prime Minister Modi remains a transformative force and a beacon of democracy in a challenging region. You look all around you, Nepal, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. It's a region in chaos, and India stands as a fortress of calm and stability. And just in the recent few weeks and months, the way India has handled Operation Sindoor, putting Pakistan in its place, the way India has in a dignified way, handled the Trump tantrums and the Trump tariffs, and of course, what we've seen at the SCO just earlier in the month in September, at the SCO, where the Prime Minister engaged in diplomatic conversations with both the Russian leader and the Chinese president, and thereby once again sending a signal to the White House, to Donald Trump, and to global capitals that India does not run out of partners or options. India is a power in its own right and deserves a seat at the global high table.
He was 64 when Narendra Damodar Das Modi became India's Prime Minister in May 2014.
Narendra Damodar Das Modi.
They called him a provincial politician. Back then, his critics believed he lacked experience on the international stage, attributing the cause to his Hindu nationalist background, seen as a potential hindrance to India's foreign policy. Even more so with the Islamic world. But Modi stunned his detractors in no time, showcasing a foreign policy centered around the India First principle, one where New Delhi became an alternative to Beijing. Be it his India First approach through free trade agreements, Make in India, or attracting greater FDI, economic diplomacy is now a core component of Modi's foreign policy, catapulting India to the status of the world's fourth largest economy. Interestingly, New Delhi has now built